Hi, I'm Karen Nickel. I'm here today with Extempore to share with you some of my experience as a world language educator and consultant. I've been in education for over 35 years, and over that time I've worn a lot of different hats. But 30 years I spent right in the classroom with learners. Mostly I've taught German, but I've also taught English to learners building their language skills to become bi or multilingual. And although I have taught multiple levels, adult, elementary, and middle, most of my experience has been at the high school level, targeting novice through advanced proficiencies. Now I'm serving as an adjunct instructor in education. I'm a contributor to online platforms, and I'm an ACTFL consultant as well as an independent consultant and coach. So, welcome to the very first part of this proficiency-based learning blog series that explores the question, proficient at what? In proficiency-based learning, the focus is not on acquiring information, but instead on applying one's knowledge and skills. It is through learner performances that we are able to see the application of such learning. When learners apply the knowledge and skills through practice in real or simulated tasks, they are communicating in the language. So when we ask proficient at what, our answer is proficient at communication. So let's look deeper at what we mean when we say we want learners to be proficient at communication and how proficiency-based learning supports that goal. To understand and build proficiency-based learning environments, we look to ACTFL resources. The World Readiness Standards for Language Learning outline the standards including communication, cultures, connections, comparisons, and communities. The ACTFL Proficiency Guidelines describe how well learners at various stages are able to use language in real-life contexts. The ACTFL Performance Descriptors help us understand what learners do at various stages when in the process of learning a language. And the next full ACTFL Can-Do statements provide specific examples of what learners can do, like introducing themselves or describing a person. Each of these resources gives us insight into how communication looks at various points along the pathway of learning. Next, let's compare proficiency-based learning to a more traditional approach. In a more traditional language learning environment, the focus is often on how the language works, instead of using the language to communicate. When learners do things like take vocabulary quizzes and fill in the blanks with specific verb forms, they are focusing on how language works. And the result may be that they never really acquire the ability to truly communicate. On the other hand, in proficiency-based learning, the goal is for learners to become proficient at communicating in the target language. Learners interpret and convey meaning in the target language for a purpose. For example, in order to figure out where they lost their phone, learners might talk with a friend to recount all the things they did yesterday. Communication always includes a purpose. And when we have purpose, learners can fully engage with the target language.